Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 176. Getting back into the swing of things with working out at home with an upper body workout, upper body calisthenics workout. Was definitely putting this workout off all day. I just had this really sort of very unmotivated day where I was just sort of putting off doing anything productive. I think it kind of just hit me that, I have all the freedom in the world right now, and freedom isn't necessarily a good thing. Too much freedom can be a bad thing. The pros of having a job is that it keeps you busy for 8 hours in the day, and it means that you don't have to worry about deciding what to do with those 8 hours. But when you've got, a very active mind like I have, and you've got, an extra 8 hours in a day to decide what you want to do with, sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming with you've got all these options for what you want to do, and then you end up just sitting around doing nothing, which is pretty much what I ended up doing for the first half of the day, I would say, until sort of 4 o'clock, when I was you need to stop doing this, you need to go out and do something even slightly more productive than just sitting on your phone scrolling through YouTube. So I decided I would go for a walk. Went for a walk made me feel a lot better. Came home, had a chat with some relatives when they came over, and then I decided that I was going to get this workout in. Absolute must. It was probably 8 o'clock by the time I got this workout in, maybe 7:30. But it always feels good to get the workout in. I feel like that's a phrase I beat like a dead horse on this channel, but it is always not just a physical benefit to doing a workout. There is a mental benefit to it as well. So that's part of the reason why I do these workouts every day. It does help to work on improving my mental health. But I know for a fact that if I didn't do one of these workouts, or for example, I kept putting it off, I know that it's going to bug me, and it's better to get these workouts in earlier if possible. Talking about the workout, so decided to do 4 sets of 4 on the muscle-ups today. Previously, I've been doing 3 sets of 5, but the 5th rep wasn't there today. So I figured, why not just increase the reps on the muscle-ups and just get 4x4, which would make 16, as opposed to 3x5, which is 15. As you can see here, the reps weren't feeling too good today. Wasn't feeling particularly strong. I have to say, those Zercher Grip RDLs, they definitely fried my hamstrings, but my upper traps and my mid traps were really feeling it as well. So I don't know what the carryover is for that into upper body workouts, but I was definitely not feeling my strongest today, definitely not feeling my most explosive for these muscle ups. But 4 sets of 4 is still pretty good, decent amount of volume. It's meat and potatoes of the power in this workout. After I did the muscle ups, I moved on to some front levers. I did 3 sets of 3 straddle front lever raise. I think I sprinkled in 1 straight leg, just regular front lever raise, and ended up supersetting these with my modified setup for handstand press or pike handstand push-up. To be honest with you, these weren't feeling that great. I haven't been able to focus as much on front lever as I've wanted to over the past few weeks. It feels like it's just sort of like a secondary focus, and maybe the dunking is, the vertical jump training is my main focus, doing that 4 days a week and then training upper body 3 days a week. But I've always got this thought in the back of my mind, why don't I just focus all of my time on one thing and then don't worry about the upper body training? It's a thought I've always had, and I think maybe, it could be a case that I'm trying to spin too many plates here. I'm trying to focus on too many qualities and too many things at once in order to become a sort of complete and well-rounded athlete. You can't focus and specialize on every single thing, but you can be decently good at a lot of things. And this is the debate I have in my mind. Oftentimes, when I feel like I'm not progressing fast enough on certain disciplines and certain qualities, especially with vertical jump, maybe I'm thinking to myself, should I just be doing the bare minimum with my body, like push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and that's pretty much it. And do that sort of on the same days as my vertical jump training, and then train vertical jump every single day in different respects. Maybe have a strength day, a jumping day, some kind of power day or power focus day, and repeat that twice through, or something like that. It's basically the brand of the channel now, athletic every day. That doesn't mean I have to, go heavy and max out every single day, or, do super duper high intensity stuff every single day. But I don't know. And it's an important thing to think about, in order to be able to increase the rate of progression. Maybe it would be a good idea to focus more on one quality at a time. really just focus on one skill at a time, focus all of my time on dunking and then sort of leave the calisthenics for another day. Or maybe I'm just, overthinking it. Maybe it's possible to get good at calisthenics and dunking at the same time. Or maybe it is good to work on some sort of secondary discipline so that you don't get too much tunnel vision focusing on one thing at a time. I'm really not 100% certain, and I don't think there's ever been anyone that sort of tried to do all of these things at once or who's been in the same boat as me. I feel like this is a very unique situation that I have for myself. The only other thing I could really think of comparing this to is kind of like sports where they have multiple disciplines. So for example, like CrossFit or decathlon or pentathlon, where the athletes have to, by the nature of their sport, have to focus on many different qualities and many different skills and disciplines in order to succeed in their sport. They end up being sort of jack of all trades, essentially. But obviously, what I'm doing is a bit different. There's no sport that combines, basketball, dunking, calisthenics and weightlifting, sprinting, jumping in the same way that I sort of do on this channel and the way that I train. So I feel like I'm sort of paving my own road and my own path with my training, and I'm kind of figuring out as I go along. So it's kind of good that I'm having these thoughts, because it does mean that maybe I should start innovating my training. Maybe I should start switching up again. I've been doing this program now for 10 weeks, which is on the Patreon if you want to check it out, with the vertical jump, of course. I don't actually have a written program for what I'm doing with my body right now, but I have a general idea of what I need to be doing, focusing on the heavy compound movements and the skills that I want to work on with the calisthenics. So maybe it is time to start switching up and refocusing my goals and sort of working backwards from what my goals are, and then writing a program to help me to achieve those. And I've got the skills to program, and I've got the know-how to do it. It's just getting it all done and getting everything written down in a logical and progressive manner in order to help me to work towards what I'm working towards. This neck harness makes neck training so much more stimulating on especially the backside of my neck, those neck extensors, to the point where I can actually feel the entirety of my neck working, as well as into my upper traps and the spinal erectors on my sort of thoracic spine, and even my mid-back as well. I must say, if I was going to go back in time and stop myself from just doing all this neck training with my own makeshift methods and just buy a neck trainer, I feel like I would have saved myself a lot of effort and frustration with trying to set it up, because with the neck training you just put it on, strap up the Velcro, and then bam, it's done. And then for the last set of pull-ups, left it with 20 kilos, and then I decided I'd just go for an AMRAP. I think I got about 8 reps. They weren't the cleanest reps on the last few, but 8 reps is 8 reps with 20 kilos, so not too bad. And that is pretty much it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will be able to catch you in the next Athletic Everyday.